clear about this, what he felt was the centrality of the PC, acknowledging that they're making software for lots of other devices, but he thinks the PC is central. If I didn't misunderstand her, I think Carly was a little less emphatic about that just now. You've had this digital hub strategy, but since you came out with that a few years ago, we certainly have seen the cell phone as a great example. Lots of devices that can communicate with each other and communicate out to the internet, gaining more capability, where there are things you can do on, say, a Trio today that you would have needed a Mac or a PC to do a few years ago. Do you still hold to your idea that the Mac or the PC is the center?
Oh yeah. I mean, where are you going to put your 5,000 digital photographs? You're not going to put them on your cell phone for safekeeping. Where are you going to put your, 5,000 songs? You're not going to keep them on your cell phone. What we see that the phones are.
Well, I have my 5,000 songs on an iPod, right? And so.
But you also have
them
on
your
computer.
And the iPod organizes them.
But you also have them on your computer so that when you buy a new iPod, you don't have to re-enter them. You can just dock it and it automatically syncs. So if you lose your iPod, you don't lose your 5,000 songs. So you have them on your computer where you've got this nice big screen to buy them off the music store and to search through them in your jukebox. And then you just sync them to your portable device to take them with you. But if you lose that portable device or if you upgrade that portable device, it's very easy to replicate what's on your akashic memory of your personal computer into that portable device. And that's what cell phones have been missing. Cell phones haven't docked with computers. And so every time you buy a new cell phone, you're sitting there putting in the numbers and stuff. It's crazy. And you want these things to dock with your PC so that they grab your calendars, they grab everything else. And eventually, some do it over the airwaves, some don't, depending on the cost of the devices. But if you want to start managing, I want to carry 100 photos with me on my business trip. Those 100 photos are on your PC. They're not in your camera because you might have taken them 3 months ago and you've erased the memory card, et cetera, et cetera. They're on your PC, and you want a very easy way to get them to your cell phone to configure that cell phone for how you want it for the next week.
But does that relegate the role of the PC to almost just being a backup server for all this other world of things, or
it's not just a backup server.
Is the PC still a thing where you're going to have exciting experiences on the PC itself?
Well, if people keep innovating, you are. I mean, look, all of this. There's no other place to put digital photographs than on a PC. That's where they all are. So without a PC, we wouldn't have digital photography, and that'd be kind of a drag. Without a PC, we wouldn't have digital music, and that'd be kind of a drag. You can't edit video on a camcorder. So I think the digital hub has been a resurgence of relevance for the PC.
Well, let me ask you about something that may change that. You certainly, one of the things you did with the iPod was to take advantage of the shrinking of hard disks, the physical size of hard disks. That was one of the things that made the iPod possible, the 1.8-inch disc on the regular iPod and the 1-inch Hitachi disc on the iPod mini. Those kinds of hard disks probably will show up in phones at some point.
Sure.
They'll show up in digital cameras. Won't that change the game? Because you just say you can't put 5,000 photos on a camera. Maybe you will be able to if there's a hard disk in the camera.
And you might be able to, but you won't want to have the only copy of them on the camera or the or the cell phone, because if you lose it, there goes your life. So, and you're not going to want to sit there and edit these things. You're not going to want to sit there and browse music on these tiny little screens. So there's a place for everything.
One of the things, despite Apple and you personally being identified so much with music and digital music and media and all that, but one of the things you haven't been very prominent in, or really at all, which actually Microsoft has done some work on, is this idea of the 10-foot interface, the Media Center PC, the further idea that they're going to roll out in the fall,
right,
and that a number of other companies are rolling out, of moving your music and your video around the house. Do you not believe in things like Media Center, that concept? I don't mean their product per se, but you not believe in that concept?
Well, it's not just us that doesn't believe in it, but the market doesn't seem to believe in it because it's been a big flop. That you can read the statistics on it. Hewlett-Packard, I believe, was the largest seller of Media Center PCs last year, and they sold a total of 200,000. So
wouldn't that be good for you? 200?
No, that's even a flop by Apple standards.
That's bad,
the tablet
yeah.
PC, the tablet PC's been another one. For all the hype around this thing,
I know you don't like the tablet.
No, it's not that I don't like it. It's just that it hasn't sold very well.
Right. And Bill's answer to that would be,
Mañana.
It's just starting. Mañana, it'll get there. Well, now wait a minute. You've known him a long time. I mean, he's very patient. things tend to happen, maybe not right away with them, but they persevere. They throw money at things, and things happen. But on the idea of kind of, the PC is the digital hub, you say, but what about this idea of, I think at CES there must have been 100 companies introducing things to move video and music and things around the house, not Apple.
Right. A lot of people are talking a lot about these kinds of things. And several companies have introduced little gizmos to do that. And it's a great idea, but they're not selling. And the reason they're not selling is because they're not seamlessly integrated, and they're really expensive. They're like $500 to $1,000. And a lot of them are trying to solve problems that people don't think they have. So one problem that people do have right now, and we've certainly heard an earful, is I've got a lot of music on my computer. I want to play it on my stereo. And we've heard a lot about that. And so we have a solution for that, and we're actually, Walt said I could introduce it today.
Yeah, we have a demo. He's going to introduce a product here. This was a topic I had written down to ask him about before I knew what he was going to introduce. He's going to introduce something in this area. So why don't you show people what you've got?
Okay, great. Walt told me I could break one of his rules and run through a few slides real quick, and then I'd love to show you what this is. So hopefully you've all seen the iTunes Music Store. 85 million songs, 70% market share. We just sent out the invites last night. We're taking it to Europe next week. We'll be announcing the iTunes Music Store there. So that's the iTunes Music Store, and it is right now the most popular place to buy online music. What I want to talk about for a minute, though, is the most popular places to listen to music. Because now that people have this music, they want to listen to it in different places. The first place is on your computer. And we were successful in our negotiations with the music companies to increase it from 3 to 5 computers that you can listen to music that you buy online on. And 5 computers pretty much covers most things people want to do. You can mix and match Macs and PCs. So that's great. Second is the iPod. And as you know, this is the cumulative install base of iPods. Q1 was last quarter, so this goes through the end of March. But you can see the slope on that curve. And it's a pretty steep curve. And I don't see that changing in the near future. Now, the iPod's market share is 52% in terms of units.
That includes the flash players, the cheap?
Yeah, that includes all.
And that's not dollars, that's units.
That's units. It includes $50 flash players that get given as gifts and never used because they only hold 16 songs.
You all got a flash player in your bag, by the way, so thought I'd just point that out.
So 52% of the units are iPods. So that's another place you can listen to music. Third place people want to listen to music is their car. And right now, the solutions aren't very good. You get an iPod, you get a cassette adapter, or one of these FM transmitters, and people want a much better solution for listening to this music in their car. We're working with some folks, and hopefully there'll be some exciting announcements later this year. And then people want to listen to music in their living room, and living room quote unquotes, living room, kitchen, bedroom, wherever. People have stereos, and they want to listen to music on their stereo like they used to. Well, one thing that's happening, of course, you can go out and get a dock for your iPod and hook it onto your stereo. We sell a lot of docks. The second thing that's happening is products like this. This is a product that Altec Lansing came out with, sells for around $100, and they're selling these as fast as they can make them. You just drop an iPod in it, and you've got a stereo. It runs on AC or batteries, and they're selling a lot of them. But what happens if you have a computer in part of your house, and you have a stereo, and you want to play the music from your computer on your stereo? Simple thing. The products that have come out to do that are, again, very complex. They don't quite solve the problem. They're not seamlessly integrated, and they're expensive. Well, obviously, if you're going to do this, you need wireless networking. And we were one of the pioneers in that. Matter of fact, we were the first folks to actually ship 802.11 on PCs in 1999. And then we were the first people to do 802.11g, that's the 54 megabit per second version, in January 2003. And today, we're going to be the first ones to introduce a mobile 2000G base station, which will have some relevance to this. And it's called Airport Express, and it looks like this. And you just plug it into the wall. It's a base station built into a wall transformer. And it's really cute. We've got customers now that carry around the big airport base stations to hotel rooms and plug them in so they can sit on their bed with their portable and do their work. And now they can just literally pop this in their bag. I've got one right here in my pocket. It's not that I'm just happy to see you. And that's it. So you just plug it in.
So this is about the size of the power brick
Yeah,
on a
power book.
on like a power book.
Yeah.
And this is a Wi-Fi base station.
That's an 802.11 Wi-Fi base station, 802.11g. I'll go into a few things that it does in just a second here. So it's got 3 connectors on it, and one is Ethernet. So you just plug it into the broadband connection in your hotel room or plug it into your DSL at home or whatever, and it's a base station. It also has a USB port on it for printing. So you take your HP inkjet printer and plug it in here, and you can wirelessly print from any one of your computers. Hardly anybody does that. It's also got a full firewall, and it's got, it's a repeater. If you need a repeater to extend the range of your 802.11 around your house, just plug it in the wall, and it's a repeater.
Oh, wait a minute, repeater.
Yeah.
So, but not everybody has your airport base station.
Oh,
because,
it works.
Frankly, it was way overpriced by the end.
Yeah.
Recently. So if I have a Linksys that
Works
I bought,
fine.
I can plug this into another room.
Yes.
It will pick up the signal and
Yes.
repeat it in the other room.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
Is there a lot of? How about configuration? Do I have to go crazy making it work as a repeater?
No, actually, what I'm about to say in a minute is this: we've made the PC a first-class citizen for this, and so we ship an app that installs this on a PC as easy as a Mac.
PC
Yeah.
as easy as a Mac.
Yeah.
That's a good
Just
part.
like iTunes.
All right.
So, here, can you hold this for me? So, 2 connectors, and you just take this and throw it in your pocket. But what's this have to do with audio? Well, if you notice, there's a 3rd connector on here, and we've built audio out right into this base station. Analog and digital, right into every single one of these. So we've got analog and digital output, and the digital is fiber optic, so it's Toslink, goes right into almost every stereo. It's stereo and 5.1 surround sound. We do lossless data compression over the airwaves, so there's no loss of quality of your music over the airwaves. We encrypt the data stream to make the music companies happy, and we seamlessly integrate it with iTunes.
So there's no separate software because
There's
most
no
of these that I've
separate
seen,
software.
you need to put a separate program.
There's no software to buy.
Okay.
Yeah. We have a new version of iTunes. It's available today. You can download it. It's got everything built in
Okay.
for free. It's Mac plus PC, as I said. PCs are first-class citizens, just like with iTunes. And so Airport Express, and we call it Airtunes. That's what we call this, sending music all around everywhere. So here's how it works. Basically, you have a Mac or PC, you have a living room. These things automatically find each other using our technology called Rendezvous, right? They automatically
Now, wait a
find each
minute.
other.
Let's think about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Let's say that's a Windows machine.
Yeah.
It's going to automatically find this thing. I don't have to
Yes.
go into the Windows
Yes.
network
It's going
setup.
to automatically find it because Rendezvous is built into iTunes.
Right.
So if you've downloaded Windows on your PC,
Downloaded iTunes.
iTunes
on your Windows PC.
on a
right.
Windows PC, or if you've got an HP PC, which ships with iTunes as the default music player, you already have Rendezvous. It will already automatically find this thing. And when it does, it will automatically transmit music to it. Again, you can have a second stereo, let's say in the kitchen, and you can select that one and automatically transmit music to it. You can have a 3rd computer, let's say a Windows PC in the office, and again, pick one of these things and automatically transmit music to it. So it's very, very simple, and it works. Now, the cool thing is it's automatically tied in with iTunes. When iTunes detects any one of these things with an audio output plugged in, it automatically creates a pop-up list down at the bottom and puts computer there, and that pop-up list will just show you whatever you've named these base stations. Name one living room, it shows up as living room. You select living room, your output from iTunes goes to it, it just works.
Can I send an output to 2 different rooms?
Not right now, you can only send it to one.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we think we've solved this problem, at least got a start at solving this problem, with Airport Express. It's Mac and PC, we're going to ship them next month in July for $129. And so that's what we're doing. And so I'd love to show you.
Okay.
So I've got a Mac here, and let me go ahead and launch iTunes. And there's iTunes right there, and I've got some playlists here, and I've got mine here. I'm just going to pick a song, and I'm going to start playing it. Now it's playing on this portable. I'm going to put my mic up here. Can you hear that? And now what I'm going to do is I've got a stereo over there that has got a base station on it. It's right here. And so we're going to go over here, and it shows up right here, and we're just going to push up this pop-up list, and we're going to pick living room, because that's what it's labeled. Stops playing it here. A few seconds later, it finds it. Plays it over there. Simple. So, and again, whatever you got, playing in your living room. Very, very simple.
When you're doing that, it stops playing off the laptop?
Stops playing on the computer, yeah.
Okay.